Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrishyam Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Last discussion we have seen a gentle advice and a harsh warning from the Upanishad. So with that warning, we are forced by the Upanishad to introspect and find where we are. So where do you fit in the categories discussed yesterday? What are the different categories? First, in whom reality has
recognized.
It has awakened to itself. Yes? Then what are the other categories?
One is for the sannyasi. He can continue the Shravana Mananidhyasana and give it maximum amount of time possible.
So second one is the one who has is engaged in Antaranga Sadhana. Shravana Manan Nidhyas. Yes. Then third, he is not interested in Antaranga Sadhana, but he will engage in Bahiranga Sadhana. He will live a regulated life and then he will engage in work with the spirit of surrender. That is the third category. Then the fourth,
like suicide,
is none of the above. That
Atmahana.
He will deserve a title, Atmahana. Yes. So where do you belong in these four?
Second one.
Good. So it is important to know where we are. Only then we will start the journey with inspiration and zeal. Otherwise, we may waste our life with part-time spirituality. So if you are interested in Antaranga Sadhana, then Upanishad is helping us to enhance our understanding of reality through the next few mantras. Mantra 4 we can chant. Anejadekam manaso javiyo naina deva apnuvan purvamarshat taddhavato anyan artyeti tishtat tasmin apo matarishva dadati. Anejat does not move. Why it does not move? What is its problem? Is it inert?
it is infinite.
Sarvavyapi.
It is ekam. Upanishad is saying, no, it is ekam. It is one. One without a second. Advaita. Okay. Both words are implying same thing. Purnam. It is Purnam. So, if you look at movement as such, where is movement possible? Movement, anywhere if movement is there, both external or internal, 4 criteria needs to be fulfilled. So that is not possible here. What are those? Object, there needs to be a finite object. That object needs to be limited in space and time. Then it needs a medium for it to travel. Second. Then what is the third? There should be some force to propel that movement. Otherwise, how will it move? Even if all the 3 are fulfilled, then still there should be a purpose to initiate that movement. Why it has to move? This purpose will come for human beings only. More, all the more. So if you take an example, if a ball is bowled, you are bowling a ball. Okay. So ball, it is a finite object. Okay. Tick. So is there a space for it to operate, for it to move. Medium is there. Medium is the external space only. Okay. The Bhutakasha is the space. Then there is a force, the bowler's force that is aiding the movement here. Then purpose is what?
To win the game.
To win the game. So he want to make that batsman out. So that is in the external. Internally, if you look at, you have some thought. You want to build a kutia. So here also all four are there. The thought is finite. It is limited by the object. It is entertaining. It is limited to that object itself. Then there is a medium where in the mind Chittakasha is there. That is the medium is there. For the thoughts to roam around, there is a medium. Then what is the force here? Your energy, the thinker's energy is a force. Purpose to achieve a comfortable place to stay. It is all there. Okay, now we will come to the important thing. Sadhak. Sadhak is doing sadhana. So this sadhak with his body and mind apparatus, that is finite. Sadhak is a finite, is a being. So that is fulfilled. Then he engages in either physical or mental sadhanas. Antaranga, Bahiranga. In the medium of again, Bahiranga means Bhutakasha. Antaranga means Chittakasha. So physical and mental exertion is there. That is the force. Purpose is what? To achieve his goal of peace. Kritakrityata. So for a sadhak also it is possible. But this sort of activity is not possible in the realm of reality. Then sadhak, as the sadhak is approaching the reality, sadhak will cease. In the realm of reality. Sadhak will cease means what? Sadhak will cease means, oh, this is one good advice I got, that is enough. You announce end of sadhana. No. This sort of activity is not possible in the realm of reality as such. That's why we said it is anejata. It cannot move. It doesn't have any of these. It is ekam. Ekam means purnam, infinite. In infinite, there is no scope for the existence of these four criterias that are needed for movement. First one, finite object. It should have, there should be a space for a finite object to exist separately, independent of reality, of infinity. What is that? It doesn't, no scope it will tell. You have no scope. Not only desha, kala, vastu also parichinna. Parichinata is not possible. Okay. No space for a second thing to exist in Chidakasha. No force apart from it can exist or act on it or influence it. Then no scope for the goal also. What goal it needs, what goal you are talking about, it will tell. Where is there scope? No. Fulfillment, what fulfillment? I am already infinite. For what is infinite, how can there be anything left to accomplish? It is full in every aspect. Then what is the role of a sadhak who is exerting in the name of sadhana?
To recognize.
That's all. He only needs to recognize this infinite reality. So that is the only thing. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana are for recognition only. So in Shravana, you are taking support. We have seen that. And then you recognize. So if at all anything has recognition at any point of time, it has to come through Shravana only. Then on the lines of Shravana, Manana. Manana means suddenly I got an idea something. No. In the line of Shravana, Manana. So they are all the same thing. It is like a light where it is dim and it is getting slowly brighter and brighter. Any of your internal false convictions are there which are coming on the way, they needs to be eliminated. That is only Manana. Nididhyasana, you remain, you abide. So here, whether you need or not Shravana, what will determine whether you are able to abide effortlessly. That is the thing. If you are not, then Manana. No capability for Manana. Nothing to worry. Shravana. So all these, the aim of all these three are only to recognize. That is important. That is the point which we need to remember. Recognize this infinite reality. How do we recognize this Purna Tattva? What do you have at your disposal? We usually have our senses. We have our mind at our disposal. It is through that only we are knowing everything till now. So we are used to knowing things with their help. So immediately we will take out both of them and we will try to go to know the self. But here, self cannot be known by them. You can know anything in the world, but not this reality. Self means reality, who you really are. Why we cannot know? Upanishad, what is saying? Manaso jeviyo, naina deva apnuvan purvamarshat. So what is it saying? It is faster than the mind and the senses. This reality is faster. So who is carefully listening will get a doubt here. After hearing this, he may question, how can you say that it is faster than the mind and senses?
When it does not move.
Just now you have concluded with logic that it is anejate, that it is ekam. It cannot move because it is infinite. You only said, and now you are saying it is faster than the mind and senses. This doubt is answered in the next line. Tad dhavato anyat atyeti tishtat. What does this mean? Tishtati. It is stationary only. Right? Then you said it. It is stationary, but it will surpass whoever is running for it. In the marathon, the mind is there, senses are there. But this will overtake all of them. This statement as such does not answer our doubt, but it will answer if you comprehend the lakshartham of it. Because we are saying it runs fast. What will run? Atma. What Atma? Atma means some small soul, not that. What is, we are telling the infinite. How? So there is a lakshartham already coded in this. What is that lakshartham? There are some key words. So it is the remaining stationary, tishtati, it outruns all the runners. Atyeti. So these two words, remain stationary, and it will outrun all those who try to reach it. Here, only that which is all pervasive. Means if it is all pervasive, what does it mean? It is found everywhere. Wherever the mind and the senses reach, there what is there? This is already there. How is that possible? With examples. Now from this window we are seeing. You are seeing a hill from that window. Senses here are eyes, and then there is a thought that it is perceiving. It has the perceiving capability. So the senses go there. For 5 kilometers it will go. And then it will say that I have seen a hill. The mind will help that, it will recognize that it is a hill. But when it went there, the self is already there. How it is there? Hill, what happened when you went there? Hill exists, you said. Asti. So the existence aspect of the hill is satta. So you went there to find out, but this gentleman called self is already there waiting for your arrival. And it will ask why you came, to find out. Yes. See, it is existing. That existence aspect is self. No, nothing has independent existence. They are all borrowing their existence from this infinite existence. So it exists everywhere as infinity, infinite existence. Everywhere it exists. What about the mind that can travel even faster than the senses? It will go even longer distances. So the same logic will apply here also. So if you take somewhere, there is a Statue of Liberty in New York. So you close your eyes and you mind, it already traveled there. So there you will say that Statue of Liberty exists, you say. Gone. Means the race is over. By the time you went there, already existence is there. Even in that cognition, there is absolute existence. That is only rendering existence aspect to that object or to that thought that it is a Statue of Liberty or Mars or whatever. Where till now no human being has gone, your mind can go. And even there, existence is there. So that's why it is said that it is stationary, but it has outpaced mind and senses. So it is only pointing out to one subtle thing. There is a subtle thing that Shruti wanted to convey here. What is that? What is that property which increases with pervasiveness? As the pervasiveness of it increases, there is a property that also increases. What is that property? One clue I'll give. Ice, water and vapor.
The subtlety.
Exactly. That pervasiveness is more for what?
The more subtle.
For water compared to ice. For vapor, it is even more pervasive. So what property increased here with their
Sukshmata, subtlety.
Sukshmatva, subtlety. Subtlety increased. This is only the point that the mantra is trying to convey here. What it wants to us to know, that the self we are trying to comprehend is so subtle. So senses went there and it is already there. So we are saying it is, this is infinite. So it is there everywhere. It is all pervasive. Okay. So what does that mean? It is so subtle. Sukshma. That sukshmata is increasing. Mind is subtler than senses. So it is more pervasive than this. It can go everywhere. But the self, even mind cannot beat it, the self. Because wherever the mind goes, it is already there. Why? Because it is so subtle. That pervasiveness is indicating its subtleness. Then how do we comprehend that? Here mantra is concluding by saying, Tasmin napo matarishva dadati. This too is loaded with subtle message. The implied meaning only we are seeing here. Especially these words, matarishva, apaha, dadhati. These words, we have to take the implied meanings. Like for matarishva, if you take as vayu or sutratma, for apaha as activity, dadhati means as the substratum, support. Like that if you take, then the meaning will completely change. What does that then? It will indicate there is a subtle hint of the Upanishad to solve this riddle that we are facing. What is that puzzle we are facing now? Senses and mind cannot comprehend this subtle, all-pervasive reality. Cannot comprehend. Then how do we comprehend? That is the puzzle we have. The lakshartha of this statement will give us an answer. It says all activity at the level of manifestation. All activity. All activity means everything which is within the realm of senses and mind. Where is it taking place? It is all taking place because of the presence of this changeless substratum. Whatever activity is there, at whatever level, for it to happen, there needs to be a changeless substratum. So all activity appreciated by the senses and mind, they are pointers towards the changeless substratum, which sustains everything known. Whatever. This is the point that Upanishad want to convey here. What is that substratum?
Existence.
Or consciousness.
Chaitanya.
Because existence, wherever you say, there is consciousness. Consciousness only is that existence.
Yes.
So they both are there. That Nitya Chaitanyam is there, or this infinite consciousness. We cannot know that through the mind and senses. We cannot know. That is the bad news here. That only is indicated in the Kenopanishad. Na tatra chakshur gacchati, na vag gacchati. No manaha. It cannot. With using these, we cannot tell what it is. Na vidmo na vijanimo. Then how do you know? So there is a good news also. Good news is we cannot miss, because it is always supporting everything. Again, what does Kenopanishad say? Yan manasa na manute enahur manomatam.
It cannot be comprehended by the mind, but which enables a
But
comprehension.
because of that only all mental
cognitions
are happening. Yes, chakshusa na pashyati, yena chakshumshi pashyati. The eye cannot see, but whatever the eye says, it is all happening only because of this. Even that what you said also is fine, but here we will try to be as simple. All the activity of the senses and mind are in a way indicators of this
Pure
subtle, infinite substratum. All activities are only pointing towards this. Clear? So after hearing this, even an earnest listener may get confused. Why? The statements made by Upanishads seem to contradict each other. It says, the mantra starts by saying, anejat. The self does not move. And it is giving reasons, it is infinite. And in the same breath it says, taddavato anyat atyeti tishtat. It overtakes the mind. Upanishad knows that such a confusion can happen for the listener. So it is further clarifying in the next mantra. Mantra 5. Tadejati tannaijati taddure tatantike tatantarasya sarvasya tat sarvasyasya bhagyataha. What you heard is correct, that it is in fact it moves and it does not move. That's why it is again saying the same thing. Tadejati tannaijati. If you have understood it moves and it does not move, yes. So it is again saying tadejati tannaijati. What does that mean? By itself it is motionless. By itself. But still it seems to move. Because of the upadhi, it seems to move. Because the mind will make that statement that is moving faster than me. Wherever I go, it is already there. Who is telling here? Mind. At the most, mind can tell that. Why? So mind is a limited entity. So here the mind is there, it will tell existence is there. So mind will go there and then the existence is there. That's all it can tell. It cannot go beyond that. So from that level, okay, this it moves is the comment made by the mind. Then how do you know that it does not move? Mind has to die in shame, knowing its limited capabilities. So here we are saying it can not know what is infinite. By itself it is motionless, but still it seems to move. That is the commentary given by the mind. Because it is there everywhere, and to bring that mind down, we have to tell that it is everywhere. It has gone faster than you. So you are thinking you are a Superman? No, you are nobody. So then the mind will stop. It will now, first time it is coming across something which is superior to itself. So we want that mind first to because it is wagging its tail too much. Now we want that mind to fold its tail and stop its mischief. The listener is still confused and wants to know if the Upanishad itself is confused by making such paradoxical statements. That's why Upanishad, it wants to clarify further why this is felt to be so. It says, tad dure tadvantike. Tad dure, it is far off, incomprehensible. Dure means it is not comprehensible. Not for all. Then to whom it is, it remains as an incomprehensible entity. To whom? To whom?
Mind.
To whom?
Who are not qualified.
Antaramukata to God.
All are correct, all are wrong. Because to make it very simple, not only simple, to make the answer very encouraging, I want to put it that it is not comprehensible to those who are not introduced to it. That's all. If you are not introduced to it, you won't know. Even though it is there, it is all pervasive. But you won't know. You don't know that a space is there. It is there everywhere. Even now, many may not know that there is something called space. Because you are not introduced to it. See, that is the only thing. It is far away for those who are not interested even for this introduction. That is one more thing. Not interested to know about it. Why? They are content with what?
Worldly things.
With what?
Enchanting Maya.
With their stinking limited individuality.
Then
Why we are saying that it is a limited, stinking individuality? You have to feel how miserable this individuality is first. For them, the all-pervading infinite consciousness, it is veiled by the activity of senses and mind. And they strengthen this individuality. And they are happy there. So what is it that is trying to save itself there? This individuality. You have not felt the burden of it still. So it is dure. The Upanishad is saying tad dure. It is very, very, very far. Why? Not that it has went away far away from there. Because these fellows are not interested to know. That's why they are assuming that I am very far away. They are not introduced because they don't care for it. And they love their individuality. And in the presence of this reality, individuality has no way. So for them, they go far away from the reality. That's why bhakti, para bhakti means what? There is no individuality. Then why not every bhakta become a para bhakta? He wants individuality. That is the... But then he is saying that he has surrendered. No, he is very clever, cleverer than the cleverest. He is using the Lord himself to
Enhance his ego.
Externally he is building a mighty temple for the God, but internally he is building a beautiful castle for his individuality. No, you surrender completely. No, externally I will do. Internally, then I will not be there. Then what is the use of doing all this? So, there, if you are really fed up with this individuality, there the bhakta will become a para bhakta. So, the supreme devotion. And that and jnani, what is the difference? Where the individuality is not there, they all meet because there is only one. The bad thing is this, that dure, if you say. That the mistake is not because of the self, because of the individual. Then, what is the good thing? Tadantike. It is very, very near. Near to whom?
Who are introduced.
Who are fed up with this individuality first.
Stinking.
This individuality, who are fed up with individuality, or another name, means there is a coin, two sides of coin. If you say one side, if there is individuality, the other side there is discontentment. So they are fed up with this, and they have a unselfish outlook. That is very important. that unselfish outlook. For them, when this reality is introduced to them, they recognize it as their very real nature. Or that's why what it is said, it is very near, nearer than the nearest. So in a way, it is saying you are that. Tadantike means you only are that. How near it is, you only are that. It is your very real nature. How is that possible? Upanishad says, Tadantarasya sarvasya. It is already there within everybody, waiting to be recognized, or who are ready to allow this awakening to happen. Then there is a question here, if the self is already within, why did I fail to recognize?
Nitin, introduction was not there.
Searching outside
Hmm.
and catching it.
We ignored it.
Ignored.
So we said because you are not introduced to it, na? That's why you did not recognize. Now you are going one step further. Self is already within. Then why did I fail to recognize? We said we are not introduced. That you are now thorough. That's why now we'll go one step further. We are being introduced to it every day. That is inbuilt in the system when we came. Ishvara has inbuilt. Because who knows whether what we will do. So he himself has put everything inside and he sent us. Every day we are given that opportunity. Dream experience. What illumines our dream? Is it anything external to us? So there is something within itself in which it is illumined. This is the line you have to remember. There is something within in which it is illumined. Now don't bring superlative Advaita here. Remain here. In which everything is illumined. There is something there. That only is called consciousness or samvit. See, once you get a dream, whether a good dream or bad dream, you wake up and either you worry or you rejoice with the dream. Yes, but we fail to acknowledge that because of which this dream has taken place. See, every day a dream is given for you so that at one point you will recognize how is this mechanism possible? What is that power that is illumining this dream? So once that thought comes, what will happen? That samvit, that consciousness will have its foothold on you. Come on, it's me. Because of me, you are able to have this dream. So that very consciousness which knows our dream within, knows all the thoughts that we entertain again within. See, so there is a consciousness because of which the dream is appreciated. So it is that same consciousness which is appreciating all the thoughts within. Thoughts are mind and buddhi, they are all there. But there is something apart from them and in whose presence these fellows are roaming around. What is that? Again the same samvit, same consciousness. Where is that? If you ask, you may assume that it is there somewhere within me, somewhere between my eyebrows, it is there. Because in some shastras it is said, where is the place of the dream? It is there.
Ankhe chakra.
There is a place like the needle's head, that much place somewhere it is there. There the dream takes place, they say. So, but here we are not looking into all that. Where is it? You should not say that that light is there within me, in between my eyebrows or in my heart, as a divine light illumining everything within me. No, such things are not encouraged. To eliminate all such fancy ideas, Upanishad itself is saying further. What it is saying, tad sarvasya bahyataha. It is not only inside. Then where is it?
Outside everybody.
It is outside also, everybody. It is outside too, as illuminator of everything you see and experience in and around you. This is the illuminator. So in a way, it is like an illumined space. Space is there here. So it is an illumined space in which everything exists. Chidakasha. So we have seen earlier, Bhutakasha, Akasha, and now
Chidakasha.
Chidakasha. It's an illumined space in which everything exists. Even the Bhutakasha and the Chittakasha, they are all rendered existence and they are illumined by this Chidakasha, that is, that infinite conscious existence. Why it is said that it is there outside, that sloka means it is because of its all pervasiveness is being pointed out here. Vyapakata, that which is subtle and all pervasive, and it is also non-dual. What is that? It is only that prajnana ghana, that kevala bodham. It's there inside everybody and outside everybody. Everywhere it is there. So what does that mean? It is only there. So everything, whatever you feel as existing, it can only be there in it. So we are stopping right now there. All these, where are they? They are in it. So we are familiar with two akashas. So this akasha, we are very much familiar. So even that, not many are familiar. So we take it for granted. But all this is there in akasha. Opening your eyes, can you miss the akasha? We cannot miss. So when you close your eyes, also you cannot miss, because there is a Chittakasha. There the thoughts are flowing there. But now we are saying this Chittakasha and this Bhutakasha have an existence, an illumined existence. So now you leave the Chittakasha there and you leave the Bhutakasha there, because anyway that Chittakasha itself is because you have not penetrated further, you stopped at that level. This Bhutakasha also, you have not penetrated further, so you are content with that Bhutakasha. Why you have not penetrated further? Because further if you penetrate, your individuality will give way. So, but now you are ready for it. So you penetrate. What is there now inside? What is there? There is only that consciousness. It is not there. Yes, that is only there. In dream, that only is there. What Chittakasha you are saying? There is no Chitta only there. There is a dream Chitta. And even that dream Chitta has to be illumined. Where? That is only this. Chidakasha. Then that only is there outside also. And that is there inside everybody? Yes, it is there inside everybody. Oh, it is there inside everybody? No, it is there outside everybody also. So this Akasha, no, that Akasha is supporting. Now those two you remove, because they are as good as not there. So there is a substratum you felt, and but you don't know what is beneath. Then this is a substratum. Yes? Now you know what is there beneath. Now is this still a substratum? You remove that. Now what is there? Only one that is there within and without. Clear? Sorry.
But if somebody asks, Maharaj, is there any difference between any of these inside and outside?
No. There is a difference till you recognize. Till you recognize. Where you will recognize first what is very close to you. Within you recognize first, we are saying. You recognized. Now we are saying that same thing is there outside. Why? Because as soon as you open your eyes, you may be lost in this manifestation on which you already have a lot of convictions. So you may not go beyond this objectivity. So, but inside that Chittakasha, you cannot deny. Because for the thoughts, you need a Chittakasha. But when you come outside, because this objectivity can really take you for a ride. So we are saying inside, first you recognize. You recognize that, what did you recognize? There is a consciousness. There is a conscious existence inside. Yes, very good. Now you come outside. What is all this space? That space is existing? Yes. It is known? Yes. So there is a conscious existence that is supporting this. Just as how you recognized inside, here also the same thing is there. Now how many are there? There is only one. So this is gradually bringing you to this infinite. So first we put a barrier that you are there. Means everybody will assume I am there, I am there. So inside for everybody this only is there. Yes. Now there is no barrier. Even outside it is there. Got it? But where am I there? You are there. We are now, as of now, for this mantra, we are not removing you completely. You are there in it. So in it, the whole thing, just as we felt that in space, this whole planets are floating around, this galaxy is, where is it floating?
In space.
In space. Now we are saying, in this infinite consciousness, this entire manifestation, external and internal, are floating like dust particles. The dust particle, if you look at, you can see them, no? They will be illumined in the sunlight. So they are, now you remove that sunlight. We are saying the space itself is illumined. Illumined space in which all are floating around. Okay? Now we will spend some time for meditation. Means manana we will engage in so that it becomes a spontaneous nididhyasana. Close your eyes. To focus our thoughts, we can take the sound which we hear now. So you can hear the vehicle sound. So the mind right now has only one thought. What could be that vehicle? That is the only thought. Now we will leave that thought and we will acknowledge that how the thought is appreciated. It is known. So we remain as that knowing, or we remain as that consciousness. We remaining as consciousness allow the thoughts to come and go. This consciousness does not seem to have any limitations. You can open your eyes. So in that consciousness alone, all these waking objects, they are existing and they are moving around. So you allow that to remain. So the purpose of this meditation is to allow that meditation to dominate even your non-meditative hours. So in a way, the purpose is to make your whole waking state into a meditation. So we recognize within, so we recognized inside as thoughts. Whatever is there, it is thought, and the thought is floating around in consciousness. So when you open your eyes, the same process is continuing. Here there are vivid objects. Then there can be thoughts, and whatever is there, they are there. But they are all floating around in that infinite consciousness. So if we have understood these two mantras well, then this is the experience that stays with us. So we are now allowing ourselves to float around in this infinite consciousness. Clear? So your homework is you undertake this manana for a couple of times in the day, and you spend the day in its light. What does it mean? In our experience, in its light means we will move around and experience the world around, not in the space, not in the bhutakasha, but where? In the chidakasha, in the space of consciousness. So if you are interested to maintain your individuality, you have to float around in the space of bhutakasha. But if you are not interested in this individuality, then how are you? The body is floating around, and like various other bodies and objects and everything and thoughts, they are floating around in the space of consciousness. See, everything requires a locus. So everything want to anchor onto something. And you are providing that anchor as individuality. Now what you are doing, let everything be as it is, but we are not allowing it to hook on to us, hook on to some particular locus. We will not allow anything to anchor onto. Why? We have taken the stand of infinite consciousness. So this body is floating. Where? In me as infinite consciousness. So everything is there exactly as it is, but in me. So this class, this discussion, this is all going on within that. Now when we are walking within that. So when we go, then our room is there within it. Then when we have to eat, then that whole dining hall, everything is there within it. So everything is there within it. So whatever you hear about the world or the nation or anything about your ashram, everything is happening within it. So now you are taking the stand of that and allowing everything to take place within you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.